Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to, I think this is part 3 of my current skincare routine. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, then head down to the description box where I will have linked part 1, which is a blog post. It's all about the changes that I made to my skincare at the beginning of this year. And part 2 is a video which is all about my morning skincare routine. But as you will have seen in the title, this video is my nighttime skincare routine. And I will just say, like I did in my morning skincare routine, I really apologize about the cutaways. It's notoriously difficult to film in my bathroom, so I'm sorry about the quality of light, but hopefully you'll be able to get a handle on what I do for my evening skincare routine. And the reason that I'm filming this is because I've had so many questions in the last, I would say in the last 2.5, 3 months about my skincare and my current skincare products that I'm using and all of that kind of thing. So hopefully this will address what I do with my skin in the evening. And there will be one more part to this little series of current skincare routines that I have, and that will all be about my pamper routine. So it's what I try and do. I try and do it twice a week, but inevitably it turns out to be once a week. In an ideal world, I would do it twice a week. So that will be coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Click that subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it down below so that you will be kept notified of when I put up my next videos. But for now, let's get started with what I do in the evenings. So I would say that my key concerns at night are cleansing my skin properly, taking everything off, both what I've put onto it in terms of SPF or makeup, but also what the day has put onto my skin, like the grime, the pollution, yeah, all of that horrible stuff. So first and foremost, obviously I will tie my hair back because I do tend to get a lot of product on my skin and I don't want it all going into my hair. So I'll tie my hair back, normally into a top knot, which is what I end up sleeping in anyway. And then I tend to take off my eye makeup first. And that's just because I don't really want to move all that eye makeup all over my face. So I tend to just go in with a couple of cotton wool pads soaked in some eye makeup remover. I like the biphase ones better than anything else, mostly just because I find that they remove eye makeup much quicker with less rubbing. So I'll just soak a couple of cotton wool pads in the eye makeup remover, hold them over my eyes for about 10-15 seconds. I find the longer that I hold it over my eyes, the less rubbing I have to do. I'll just take off my eye makeup first. I might be singing along to a song, I think, sometimes when I'm taking my makeup off, especially if I'm up in the bathroom on my own. That is lovely, it's bliss. So that's a point that I should have made earlier. I do try to take off my makeup earlier rather than later in the evening, because when it gets to really late at night, I know I can be a little bit more slapdash. I just want to get into bed. So if I do it slightly earlier, not only do I do it more thoroughly, but I actually enjoy it too, and I don't have anyone else coming into the bathroom. I have the bathroom to myself if I do it earlier. So yeah, earlier rather than later. If I'm quite happy to take my makeup off by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night if I'm not going out or I don't have to see anyone. Even if I do, actually, I don't really care. You guys have seen me without makeup and so have all my friends. But anyway, back to this. I find that the biphase eye makeup removers are actually quite good at removing lipstick as well. So quite often I will just swipe that over my lips as well to remove any traces of lipstick that I might still have if anything is left on by the end of the day. And then for my first cleanse, I like to go in with either a balm or an oil or something like that that will really just remove all the makeup and the grime. I find oil cleansers just the best for taking off makeup. I've been known to use just pure coconut oil to take off my makeup. I find that is brilliant, especially if I've done a really, really heavy smoky eye. Quite often I will just use coconut oil on my eyes, take that off first of all with some cotton wool pads, and then go in with a makeup remover on my face. So I'll get an oil-based makeup remover. I'll just massage that into my face, on my neck and everywhere, just to take off any makeup, SPF, everything. And then my favorite way to remove it is with a hot, damp cloth. And my favorite cloths are actually the HARDIE microfiber cloths. I can't tell you how many repurchases I've done of these. They come in packs of 3 and they're just the best thing ever, because there's a microfiber side and there's a muslin side. I love the microfiber side. I don't really use the muslin side if I'm honest, but I love the softness of the microfiber, and I just find that it literally lifts everything off. It's almost like it sucks in all the grime, the dirt, the makeup, everything. So these are my holy grail washcloths really. So I'll just run the cloth under the hot water, squeeze out as much as possible, and then use that to remove the oil and all the makeup that comes off with it. It's so satisfying. Sometimes this is actually my favorite part of the day. And if you are a hot cloth user as well, to take off your makeup, you'll know exactly what I mean. That feeling of satisfaction of seeing all that gunge come onto the cloth, and you know that your skin can now like really breathe and also accept all the products that are good to go on afterwards, you know, like the serums and this, that and the other. Anyway, I'll come to that. I then do a second cleanse, and that's to really cleanse the skin. So the first cleanse was really to take off all the stuff that's on top of my skin, like I said. And then my second cleanse is more to really deep down cleanse. This is where I'll really massage if I have the time. Sometimes I will use the same cleanser again. Really happy to do that. Other times I will use a different cleanser, a cream cleanser or something like that. Just depends what I've got to hand at the time. I quite like using a creamy cleanser as my second cleanse, just because I feel it's very nourishing and just to put back anything that I might have taken out with my first cleanse. I'm currently actually loving using a clay-based cleanser as my second cleanse, because I feel it's almost like a mini mask, a mini deep cleansing clay mask, although that's not really what I'm doing. But I just feel that it gives that. So that's what I've been using currently, and I just feel that it really draws out all the impurities from deep within my pores. So I'll massage that in. If I have time, I might leave it on for a couple of minutes, but otherwise I'll just go back in with my hot cloth, again under the hot water, squeeze out the excess, and then use that to remove that second cleanser. So that is the cleansing part of my skincare done. I've taken away all the stuff that I don't want on my skin overnight. Now it's time to start adding in the things that I do. Now I know that toners come and go in terms of being fashionable and not. I still really like using a toner, but I don't use a toner to remove any leftover cleanser. I will have removed all of my cleanser properly and conscientiously. So for me, a toner is the first layer of treatment really that I'm putting back into my skin. I'm still using my ENVIRON one that I've been using since I think since June last year. I still really love it, so I'll just pop some of that on a cotton wool pad, swipe it all over my face, my neck, my décolletage. I love this. It's a bit more active than the toner you will have seen me using in my morning skincare routine, but I just feel like I can just step it up a bit at night and give my skin a little bit more treatment. Before I add any creams to my face, I will use my eye treatment, and that's just because I don't want the heavy creams to go too close to my eyes. So if I get my eye treatment on first, I won't go too close to my eyes with my night creams and things. So at night, I'm currently layering my eye products. I'm all about the layers, as you know. So I'm going in with my NIOD eye treatment, which I use in my morning skincare routine as well. I'll just pat that in around the eye area, you know, around the orbital bone. And then I go in on top of that. Now I know you're going to tell me it's too much, but I have very dry under eyes. So then I'll go in with a night cream, very little, because obviously I've got my NIOD underneath, so a tiny little bit of night cream underneath, and I will just pat that in on the orbital bone in exactly the same place that I've used my NIOD treatment as well. I just feel that my skin needs that extra hydration. I can actually feel my under eyes drinking it in. So if I don't feel that, I'll stop using it. But at the moment, I feel that my skin really needs that extra layer of moisture. Now, in my morning skincare routine, I mentioned that there are two products that I feel have really made a difference to the way my skin is looking and feeling right now. One of them I use in the morning, and the one that I use in the evening is, no surprises here, retinol. I don't know why I didn't start using retinol maybe a couple of years ago. I really only started using it in January this year. And I can see the difference it has made to my skin. Especially, I have to tell you, the kind of what you call the necklace lines around my neck there. I feel that they have really diminished in appearance, and I really put that down to the retinol. I've been using the 1% retinol from the LIXIR skincare range, but last night, literally last night, I squeezed out the last couple of drops. So I think next I'm going to try out the retinol from The Ordinary and see how that one compares. So I just take about 3 pumps or so of the retinol into the palms of my hand, and then I'll just press that into my skin. I don't tend to rub it into my skin, I just press it in forehead, cheeks, and on my neck, as I say, where I feel it's really made the difference to the appearance of those lines on my neck. So I'll just press that in, and I'll wait about 20-30 seconds to let my skin really absorb that and make the most of it. With my next product, which currently is a night oil. I've been using the Aurelia night oil because I love the smell for a start, and I just love the way that it makes my skin glow, and I always wake up with really nourished skin whenever I use this. Whether I use it on its own or I use it with a night cream on top. I do tend to do slightly different things on any given night depending on what my skin needs that day. So sometimes I'll just use a facial oil, sometimes I'll use a facial oil and a night cream, sometimes I won't use the facial oil and just the night cream. You get what I'm trying to say. But today I'm trying to show you everything in one go. So I'm just using a few drops of the oil. I'll warm it up in the palms of my hands and then again press that into my skin. I just feel like it helps the skin absorb the product. And you can also really decide where you want that product to go. So for example, if I'm feeling more of a dry patch around a particular area of my skin, I'll press the product into my skin there and then kind of move it around, but really concentrate pressing that product into the area where I feel that my skin really needs it. More often than not, I will go in with a night cream, as I mentioned. Not too much, because obviously I've got the facial oil doing its work underneath. So just a little bit. Now, I know some people say you should put a facial oil on top of the cream, because if you put an oil underneath the cream can't penetrate through. Each to their own. I find that if you really press the oil in, let it soak in, again, wait that 20-30 seconds like I did with the retinol before I put the cream in. I don't have a problem with the cream not going into my skin. It doesn't sit on top of my skin. I only use a tiny little bit. There are 2 creams that I'm really loving using at night. One is from MALIN and GEOTZ and the other one is from This Works. I'll have listed everything in the description box below, so make sure you check that out if you want to investigate further any of the products that I'm talking about. And that is pretty much my evening skincare done. There's a few little bits extra that I just want to tell you about. So I will always use a lip balm before I go to bed. In fact, I keep the next couple of products on my bedside table, so that I just put them on when I go to bed. Lip balm is one of them. I'm currently just about at the end of my Creme de la Mer lip balm. I know it's super expensive, but it is so beautiful. I love it, and I kind of feel that if I'm putting it on at night, it's not like I'm going to eat stuff or drink stuff and it's going to come off really quickly. It can do its work all night. So I find it so nourishing and so perfect for my lips that I don't mind that expense, especially if I'm using it at night. So I'll pop some of that on my lips. And then I'm currently trying out the REVITALASH brow and lash serums. So those are also on my bedside table. I'll just sweep a little bit of the lash serum over my lashes, the brow one over my brows, and I'm hoping for good results. I think it takes about 6 weeks to see results, so I will report back on that, but that is currently part of my nighttime skincare routine. It doesn't sting so much, as I don't like the feeling of anything on my lashes, like watery or whatever, so I do tend to keep my eyes closed. I'm doing it in bed most of the time. I mean, obviously in this video I'm not, I'm showing it to you in the bathroom, but I do it in bed so I can keep my eyes closed while that dries down. And then that's it, lights out, and it's time to go to bed. But there is one other thing that I just wanted to show you, which I do when I have time, and I absolutely love it, mostly because it's so much fun, but also because I feel that it must have some serious benefits to my skin's health, and the appearance of my skin as well. And also just like in terms of making me look and feel more sculpted. I've been using those silicone facial cups that you use to almost like lift and sculpt your face. Let me just show you. I've got the box here. It's this Antonia Burrell facial in a box, and you get, oh, I haven't got the cups here because the cups are in the bathroom. I just love how they stimulate the skin. It's really, really easy to use. It just takes a tiniest little bit of practice, but it's so much fun to use as well. And you can see my skin is getting red in this video a little bit, but red in a good way. I just feel like it's bringing lots of fresh blood and fresh oxygen to the skin cells and really helping my skin at night, you know, renew itself and replenish itself. So if I have time, I will do that in the evening as well. There are two sizes, so you have the bigger ones for your face and then the smaller ones to go around the more delicate areas around your eyes and, you know, around the orbital bone here and also just around here as well. So I kind of use it almost like a lifting massage as well as a way to bring fresh blood cells to the skin. So that is it for my nighttime skincare routine. It's the first time I have ever filmed my nighttime skincare routine. So I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that it was useful. As ever, if you have any questions about any of the products or what I'm doing or why I'm doing it or anything at all, let me know in the comments below. I'll make sure to answer any questions or any comments that you have. And if you have any suggestions for any future videos that you would like to see from me, let me know. As I said, there will be part 4 of this current skincare routine series coming up really soon. It's all going to be about my weekly, sometimes twice a week, but mostly once a week pamper session. So stay tuned and subscribed for that. And other than that, thank you very much for watching and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.